Witamy Państwa bardzo serdecznie w
Welcome to the third day of the festival.
Cieszę się bardzo, że zgromadziliśmy
I am very happy that we've gathered here today in such a huge group at 9:30 to see the first exhibition by Ewa Martynishin, Monidlos. It used to be a very popular trend in the 19th century. Later on, it was considered kitschy. How did it happen that in 2022 Monidlos have found their place on an exhibition? Why are they gaining on popularity? And how did you become interested in this form of art? Good morning, welcome. My name is Ewa Martynishin. On a daily basis, I educate students at the Academy of Fine Arts in Wrocław. For a few years, I've been running the Connection Gallery at Wrocław University. I also belong to the Association of Polish Artists Photographs. Photographers, and I would like, Anna has mentioned in the beginning what Monidlos are. These are portraits, family portraits, maybe marital portraits, some less often family portraits. These are portraits from different occasions, from the army, from the First Communion. They used to be treated as photomontage, and they were painted by hand. You can find such paintings in cottages, in villages in Poland, and such paintings usually ended up in the attic because they were considered kitsch, because they were usually created by amateurs, and as such they caricatured the persons in the painting because they represent an idealized vision of the portrait people, and as a result they would deteriorate in quality. And at some point in my life I found myself in the attic of my husband's family house. I found such pictures and I was absolutely flabbergasted by the finding. And that was at the time when I was looking for a subject for my MA thesis, and on the basis of my discovery I created 10 such marital works that constitute my MA thesis. They were different from the original ones because they represented married couples in a humorous way. So I wanted to show how the approach of the portrait people to the photographer. In the past, the photographer would be some kind of a sacred person, transferring people to immortality, fixing them on the film. And nowadays anyone can be a photographer. It's not such a celebrated profession as it used to be, and this is the result of the works. According to a book about photography, I believe that I wanted to maintain these pictures. Despite the fact they were imperfect, I wanted to keep them alive. It was a long process. In 2004 where these Monidlos were created, and I would like to underline that when Anna started her gallery in 2004, I know exactly where these pictures were hung. And I was very happy that after 20 years we managed to meet at the opening exhibition of Professor Jerzy Olek in Wrocław. And Anna chose some of my works to put on display in the festival. My work was a long-lasting one. I also displayed the exhibition called Tales from Out of a Picture. It also included monidlos, but the purpose of the exhibition was to immortalize people in pictures as well as in text. And I have to admit that my intention to save them from deterioration and to maintain the memory was successful, because the curator of the exhibition, Dorota Jasnowska, in the Photographic Museum in Wrocław, said that if somebody wants to get rid of such a work, they would be happy to give it a second home, because they believed such works should find their place in the museum. So I was absolutely over the moon, and I'm really happy that my works attract interest. The works that you can see, well, the first works were titled Fulfilled Dreams, and here we can see the exhibition titled Dreams Being Fulfilled, because I'm still fulfilling the dream. It's a long story, but I'm creating such works for people who would like to obtain them for their own personal use, and I treat them as works of art. I approach each of the works individually. I don't want to create a copy of something else. I try to make it as unique as I can. So I talk with the couples and conduct an interview, getting to know what are their hobbies. Sometimes I put a symbol that is associated with the couple, koi cups, which the couple breed. Here we can have on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, we can see a horse, because the couple runs races, does horse riding. These works are reproductions of the original works that were created for my clients. They were typical monidlos, 30 by 40 centimeters, and I allowed myself to enlarge them for the purpose of this exhibition, to make them look more uniform, and I've presented them in many places. I also edit photographs. Some of them are very intricate, some of them are very simple, basically based on a photograph, which are later on painted by hand, if colored by hand. If you have any further questions, I would be more than happy to answer all of them, and I would like to congratulate from this place for a fantastic endeavor, and thank you very much for inviting me to the festival. And I'm very happy that we've had the opportunity to meet after almost 20 years at the festival. Thank you very much. I believe that Eva was very exact describing her work, so I wouldn't add anything. I would just like to use the opportunity to say that we are guests of the municipal library in the commune of Słobice. We would like to thank the library and her representative Anna Wysiak, who is joining us, and we would like to thank her for having us. And now I would like to invite you to the second floor, to an exhibition by Izabela Sak. She already represented an exhibition in the cultural center in Słobice, but she would like to introduce you to